You got one life, for crying out loud. You might as well just give it all you got.
The Deej, Dan Jordan.
Your daily dose of reality. Your daily dose of the Deej.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I need my daily dose of the Deej.
I make the news. I don't watch the news. I'm a leader.
The Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan.
Listen, don't worry how to sell, baby. Worry about why people buy. And it's fun.
You don't need a 5-hour energy. All you need is the Sales Energizer.
Just when I think it's not going to be as fun as the one before, each one gets successfully better. What's the word I'm looking for? What's it going to take to get you into this car today, huh?
And now, please welcome the Sales Energizer, Dan Jordan.
Boom! That's exactly it.
Do that. Let's do that.
Boom! We're finally back, ladies. It's been over a week since we've been together here. Chris Stone and the thousands of people watching here on Amazon Live. I can't tell you how, every place I go, and I was traveling a little this week, and I was talking to people, I'm telling you, nobody knows about this thing. It's like a secret, it's something special, but like when you're a kid and you always want to find like a secret place in the woods that only you know about, a little cave or something, and it's like a special place and you want to keep it secret, but you can't help it because it's so good to go to your little cave and you got to tell people about. So eventually everybody's going to know, but until then, baby, it's just you and me having a good time here on Amazon Live. Chris Stone.
Deej, welcome back.
We're back. It's crazy. I want for all of you people who think that I don't prepare for these shows, you couldn't be more, couldn't be farther from the truth. So I have these little whiteboards here that with mark. And always, by the way, don't put this on, Chris, don't, but this is what happens. Having dry erase markers is like both good and nauseatingly bad because there's always that one little phrase because it's just not going to work. It's going to be dry. Have a spare set. If you're ever doing any presentations out in the real world, if you go on these big conventions and they give you a whiteboard to go with, bring your own dry erasers. I'm telling you, your life will be better. Anyway, so on this little whiteboard, just so you know that I'm prepared, I wrote, sing something. So that's my show. So I got everything going on. So what's the name of the show today, Chris Stone?
The name of the show today is On the Road Again.
On the Road Again. There we go. That's right. And so here we go. So we have to come up with On the Road. I'm the Deej again. By the way, I'm using the Samsung Q2U for this song here. And it really does sound better if it's plugged in. Don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you, you know what it is? Having a microphone just makes you feel better. And it's like it looks like a real microphone. Like some of these fake ones that are square and things like that. You can't hold them. You can't be like this. Hey, welcome to the crowd. Listen, remember to tip your waiters and waitresses. You're a great crowd. Try the veal. You can't really do that with the square mic. You got to have the stand with it. But something like this, it makes it sound really good. The Samsung Q2U, it's the best one for the best price. I'm the Deej again. So glad to have you with the Deej again. We're buying products that you'll never see again. I'm so glad that you're with the Deej again. Look at that. I could just make that up on the spot.
You nailed it.
No. It's a special time here at the Pitchman.live. That's the type of energy that we got going on here today. So before we get started, and I want to talk about some travel things that we can putz around with, but before that, we got to get the air fryer cranked up. I do everything here live. You never know what's going to work or not. So the reason is, you think that traveling is just you're all alone. You always got to go out to dinner and spend a lot of money. And by the way, DoorDash, Monte Kia, you could buy a crouton. It's going to cost you $18. No matter what you do, I'm just warming her up right now. So here's the thing: if you're driving places and you're staying at a hotel, you could bring your whole kitchen and lifestyle with you. You pop it in the truck. You take that, and so instead of going, let's say you got a family of 45, right? You know how expensive that is to go to Longhorn Steakhouse where they're long on flavor, stuff you can save, or Longhorn. You know, I'm always a fan of jingles. There used to be lots of jingles, beer jingles. Remember beer jingles? Do you remember beer jingles? Old time beer, Chris Scott?
I don't know about. Wow.
What? Like Miller, is it Miller? No, it was Schaefer. Do you remember Schaefer beer? Schaefer. Oh, let's get the mic. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. Schaefer's flavor doesn't end even when your workday's done. You don't remember that song?
I don't.
You don't? Schaefer
Getting an
is
echo of
the
myself.
one beer to have when you're having more than one. That was a beer commercial. It was also a rival. Anyway, so what we're going to do, I finally got chicken wings. And like no utensils. You know what's so cool about the air fryer? By the way, this one's awesome, the Kasori. What's great about the air fryer is you can actually make real food. Of course, this is finger food. It's going to be chicken wing with your fingers. Like you need no instruments to do this. You just throw stuff in there. So what I did
Dan,
was
Ricky in the chat. Hey Dan, it's Miller time, and weekends were made for Michelob.
boom. Hey, did you remember the Rheingold commercial? Rheingold is like an old beer. This is like, 50s, 60s used to have it. In New York, the commercial was like, in Times Square, they had that kind of ticker tape that would go around the building. And it was doing the words to it, and everybody was singing. It went like this. My beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. Think of Rheingold whenever you buy beer. It's refreshing, not sweet. The extra dry treat, won't you? Try extra dry Rheingold beer. That was good stuff. They don't have jingles like that anymore, Ricky. So here it is, just chicken wings, and I use this stuff. I discovered this stuff the last time when I made stuff in the air fryer. It's so good. It's like a flavor that you've never had before, and it's like it's the first time. Like I remember the first time I had sushi. I've never told this story before, but the first time I had sushi, I'm like, what the heck is it? It was like something totally different than I've ever eaten before in my life. And I remember at the time, I was in my teens, I'm thinking, I wonder how many other times I'm going to try something that's just so different and new. And it doesn't happen often, but this stuff is it. Well worth the price, whatever it is. I'm sure if I know my man Chris Stone, he's got it down there in the carousel. Cajun, Classico seasoning. Anyway, I love this stuff. So, chicken wings, put the stuff in it. It's also, by the way, if you notice, it's a little almost like pasty. And because I put it, here's a secret that I learned. Don't tell anyone. But if you put what's it called? Baking powder. Put baking powder on the chicken, and for whatever reason, somehow it makes it crispy. Maybe somebody knows why. So look at it. You just pour it.
Turn on the chicken cam.
What? Oh yeah, the chicken
Turn
cam.
on the chicken cam.
Okay. There it is. This is chicken cam. This is raw chicken. So when you put it in the air fryer, I'm going to shut it off right now. Oh no, it's turning it on. I'm going to go on this side. There's a chicken leg right here. Well, I have to shut it off. How do you shut the thing off, Ricky? There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it on. There's a chicken leg here. This is how easy it is to cook. You press the button, and then you can talk about paper towels. By the way, you always have your paper towel. You know what's better than a paper towel? A paper towel holder. And there's Chris Stone. There's your first one right there. Oh, and over at the top, the seasonings in the house. So you press the chicken, and I don't even know what temperature, and I don't know how long it's going to take. It does it for you. And go. Azoi, du like the hint by Gruben. We're all set. So I was traveling this week, doing some seminars for some companies, and it generally always goes the same, but you eat like a lot, and there's always cookies, and so you feel like hell in the second half of the day, and so they always try to have some coffee and stuff there for you, and everybody drinks the coffee. Now, as you know, I'm not a big coffee guy, but I'm a fan of making like just drinks. And so what I want to do, I saw on a commercial, because when you're in a hotel and there's only TV there, so you can watch. I saw a commercial for Dunkin' Donuts, and they have this kind of cold foam that they put on top. I'm like, ooh, I want to make cold foam, but I don't want it on coffee because coffee makes me nauseous. So I have a grapefruit. So what the heck? Let's make some grapefruit with cold foam. Sounds good, right, Ricky? By the way, for all the Carbine public out there, I want to thank Ricky because just for being a decent guy. Ricky was worried because I was gone for a week or so, and he thought something nefarious happened to me, which happens to people with incredible good looks on occasion. And so he went to check up on me like a decent fellow that he is. And that's a Miller time. So thank you, my man, Ricky.
Speaking of Ricky in the chat, he says he thinks that Ryan Gold and that other one were Yankees.
What, you got it? Say that again?
He thinks Rheingold and that other one that you were saying were Yankee beers, and they're not sold down here in the dirty South. But
that's right.
Also, Aaron is in the house, or as you would say, Ron is.
Hey, Ron, my man. Oh, Rosalinda, I was talking about you for some reason, and they were talking about Bruce Springsteen, and then we got into some songs with Bruce Springsteen, and then we sang the Rosalinda song. People know it's Rosalita. All right, so what am I going to do with this grapefruit? By the way, I'm a big fan of grapefruits. It's not quite sweet and not quite sour. It's good. So I just put straight away just some ice. You see, you think I'm not prepared? I got ice.
What were you saying to Rosalinda about Ron?
Oh, about Ron. Okay, no, that's right. I forgot about Ron. Where does Ron live? Is he the one that's in like Ireland or something?
Hello back to you, Ron. He's in Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I remember that. That's right. So I don't know if there's any Guinness songs. There's no songs for Guinness. You know? What's a good Irish? Ask him what's a good Irish beer. I got so much going on here. There's so much noise. And, you feel alive when there's noise, You go to these offices right now. You go to these offices right now, and everybody's so quiet, just clicking around. By the way, you want to go to my office here? Turn it right here. Hold on. Look at that. Because of the background, see here. Now I'm in my office. Of course, it's tilted. I would fix it, but I'm not going to do it right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is my office. Well, I'll lift this whole thing up. That's what you can do when you have your when you have banners from Amazon. Look at that. You can change your whole life just like that. I can get a picture. I'm in Ireland. Hold on. Turn around here. I am going to trip over wires. So here's the other wall. Look at this. Isn't that great? And now I'm in this place. I'm telling you, so much is available on Amazon. You can just change the world you're in. Anyhow, in those offices that are all fancy, being an Amazon host is like a physical sport, Ron. You wouldn't understand. Over there in Ireland, just herding sheep. What do you do in Ireland there, Ron? I'm not making fun. I'm just trying to find herd sheep. Maybe.
Guinness makes the songs come out of you if you have enough.
Oh, they absolutely do. Yeah, that's true. You have those beer issues. I'm not a big beer drinker. I'm not a big drinker, and the reason is, I'm just not a good. I'm not a good finisher. I start strong, but what happens is I'll just fall asleep. By the way, these lighting things, do we have these for sale?
You
This is
betcha.
one of the best things on Amazon, by the way. You can make yourself like well lit for so cheap now. It's great. And they're small enough that they fit in like a pouch that you can even bring on. So let's say you're in a hotel room and you want to, like that whole setup there that he's looking right there, that fits in like a suitcase. And so you can take that with you. You literally can take your entire studio with you wherever you go right now. Traveling is just so painfully easy because everything's like it used to be. You have to remember you bring another projector or two projectors or all this stuff. Everybody has it. I don't even bring wires anymore. Everybody has everything. And it's just so easy to get around. It's time to move around the country. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to make a grapefruit thing with cold foam. Here's a good beer glass, isn't it? It fills up the bottom. Ooh, this is a thick. What is that? Oh, that's ice. I was too. Doesn't that actually look good? Look at that. But it's going to be better with the cold foam. All right, so how do we make cold foam? First, we get rid of all this. And while this is all, by the way, we're at, so I was at these events, a couple of really big companies, you probably know them, and they're doing necessary stuff. But here's what you learn when you're out there visiting big companies. They're generally run by people, and people eat. And they talk about, people talk about food a lot. That's what people talk about. And so you're in these meetings, and you know what they were talking about? The Instant Pot. People love the Instant Pot. And one lady, and so it's going to be another show tomorrow. One lady was there, and she goes, have you ever made yogurt? They make yogurt in Instant Pots. Do you know that? So I got Chacharino, my bride. So she's out getting some yogurt right now because you have to start it with some active cultures. As if I'm not cultured enough. You have to actually use some yogurt. All right, so how do you make cold foam? Go ahead, ask me. How do you make cold foam?
Hey, Daniel, how do you make cold foam?
You start with milk, and you have a little milk. So I got a half a cup of milk here. And who knows if this will work. But you just put it on low. So 1, right there. And let's see what happens. It doesn't look like it's all that foamy to me. I'm tempted to make it go faster, but I saw this on YouTube. You think I should have used cream?
I don't know.
I'm just going to speed the mother up. You know what? It needs to be cold. Yeah, that's how you make cold foam. It needs to be cold. Dang. All right. So I made it with warm foam. You know what warm foam is a lot like? Milk. Oh, no. Look, it foamed up. Boom. In your face. Look at that. Huh? You can't make that. You don't get that in Ireland there. That's like a nice head on it. Like it looks like a pink Guinness. This is for women. I'd like a pink Guinness, please. Let me tell you something. Grapefruit juice and milk doesn't go good together. This could be the most disgusting thing I've ever drank. You know what ruined it? The cold foam. All right. Anyway. Hey, they're not all golden. You know what I'm saying? Gosh. Montekia.
Speed the mother up. That's Funkadelic, according to Ricky.
What'd you say?
Speed the mother up. That's Funkadelic.
Did I say speed the mother up?
Yeah. Tear the roof off, I guess. Is next.
I don't know where even that came from. That is Funkadelic. Okay, so we got that cooking. We did this stuff. So I don't know what I'm doing.
Ricky says you should save that for cleaning your tires.
He's so. Oh, Christina Steck in the house. What's with the Christmas bears? She says. That was on. Oh, by the way, Christina Steck, you got to go to the pitchman.live. That's where the action is, baby. Yes. It's never too early for. See, on Amazon, it's just here. Let me tell you a trick about life. The secret to life and to have peace and tranquility in your life is to do things when other people aren't doing them. So you want to know, I used to go to the supermarket. The best time to go to the supermarket was Tuesday mornings because nobody went on Tuesday morning. So you go on Tuesday mornings, you have no lines. It's very easy to go in. Of course, now with all this deliveries, the world is turned upside down. But you want to get good prices on Christmas stuff? Get it now. I mean, go on Amazon now. No one's buying it. You got deals out the wazoo. So give it a shot right now. You got to do things when other people aren't doing them. It's you work on yourself and you work on your job and you'll make a living. Work on yourself and you'll earn a fortune. All right, so here's the quick motivational minute. Ricky, here we go. I want everybody to go out and get themselves a copy of Think and Grow Rich. I know you've read it before. I know all that stuff, but man, you got to start living it. It really does work. You read this stuff, take notes, do highlights, play the game, make your goals. Look at this. So here's my goals. I'm not going to read them all to you, but one of them is from the fullest possible quality and the best possible services and the capacity of my stuff and Amazon host. The only reason why I'm still here and doing this, and this is being profitable for everybody, is because you had a plan to set out to do it. And then good stuff just starts happening. This is just a good swing right now. The world is opening up. Everything's changing. People are excited to see you. When I went on this trip, and I was, after the presentation, all that stuff, people come up to you and ask a question. 2/3 of the people physically had to touch me. I mean, whether I had to hug or hold their hands or something, everybody just put an arm around. People just need to touch right now. You need to get out there and do stuff. Now is the time just to take advantage of this. There'll be, in a couple of days, people are going to be sick and tired of you. But now you gotta chat. Oh, so I was in the airport, Chris Stone, and let me tell you, when you're traveling these days, most places you don't need the face mask anymore. That visor thing that we sell is kind of cool. A lot of people get those and you can wear those out and makes people comfortable. But most people aren't enforcing the face mask thing. But on airplanes, they are. It's just that I don't know why. And also in the airport, which makes no sense also. But so when you're going on a trip, I suggest follow all the rules, just go with it because they could kick you off the plane and then you have to stay home. But when you come home and you land, what is that? What is that? Poopy head?
Yeah, it's an inflatable Christmas poop outdoor decoration. I couldn't find the polar bears.
We still have this. Remember this guy?
The next best thing.
Yeah, the next best thing. Little poop one. So Christina Steck would like it. Hey, here's the poop walking cam.
Oh yeah, let's get this out here. Let's focus on because that is just mesmerizing.
So when you're in the airport, coming back, I'm like, what are they going to do? Kick me out of the airport? I was already going home anyway. So I go, what do I care? And so I'm on that little. They have in the Atlanta airport, they have a train within the airport to take you from concourse to concourse. And so I was in there and some guy comes up to me, I'm gonna go over here, unmuting my face. When you're in there, this is mesmerizing. A guy did this to me because I wasn't wearing my muzzle. And I said, excuse me? And he said, yeah, you gotta wear you're not wearing your face mask. And I just looked at him and it was I just said, very kindly, because he seemed like a decent fellow. I said, I don't want to. And then I turned around and I realized something that people, are so have not been like confronted in so long, just with like directness. Guy didn't know what to do. So I said, I don't want this, and I just walked away. But he was safe because I'm sure he was vaccinated and all that stuff. All right, and Mrs. Poop. So, what else on traveling? I'll tell you what's really cool. Now, did we have any of those bags? Oh, you know what? Here's something that people never remember to take on trips, which is really important. A good set of binoculars. Why? Because it's fun. You know, there's two things you always have to do when you go to if we have any binoculars up there, put them up there, really cool. There's two things that you always need to bring when you go to a hotel. One is binoculars, because it's fun, and there's always reasons to say, hey, I wonder what that is. And hey, I wonder what that is. It's just fun to do it. And they're cheap enough and easy enough that it's a good thing to have. And the ones that they have now, like those, they have like almost like night vision binoculars, which are really neat. These are old school, but it's still working. The second thing you need to bring is a bathing suit. You know, what if you just want to go for a swim? I always feel bad for these hotels. They spend all this money on these pools and these fitness centers, and nobody ever uses it. And the reason why nobody uses it is because they don't have a bathing suit. But if you bring your bathing suit, then you can go there and hang out and have a good time. And you always meet somebody. There's always one other person there in the hot tub with a bad back, and you go, you got a bad back, I got a bad back, and then you start commiserating with people with bad backs. And then the next thing the guy says to you, hey, listen, my room's on the 10th floor. You got a set of binoculars? And you say, aha, I got binoculars. And then you can look around and say, ooh, look at that. And then some people don't. In New York City, by the way, it's an actual sport, like on these high-rise buildings for people looking at people across the way with their and they have like these exhibitionists. These are real human beings who do this stuff. I don't know if it's anymore. I was about to say back in the day, but then I realized that would make me sound not like my father, but like my grandfather. So I refused to do it. So though my grandfather never said back. The only grandfather I knew was on my mother's side, and his name was Marcy, which I always felt bad for. Imagine going through life with a name like Marcy, and you can't even shorten it. Like Ricky, you could shorten to Rick, which is kind of a cool name. Hey, Rick, what's going on? But Marcy, what do you shorten it to? Mars? Hey, Mars. I mean, even that, it's even worse. They're both. Listen, you got to have big muscles if your name is Marcy. And he didn't. But he was a good tennis player and a decent guy. So my grandfather met my grandmother. She was very thin. And he saw her on the beach or something. He said something to her. And his whole life he told this joke about how he met her and what he said to her. And it was never funny. It was never like a good line, but I had to fake laugh all the time with how he met it. And the joke is so bad that I don't even feel comfortable, Chris Stone, sharing it with you. So,
that's fair.
It was that bad. But do you know we're still selling a bunch of blue parrots?
It's because it's a good item.
You know what? It's a great item. In fact, I was on the phone with Steve Haywood. Steve Haywood is a client who just got a hip replaced. You know, when you get your hip replaced, he said he got his hip. It was like at 6 a.m. because they did it early. He said he could have left there at 8:30, but he couldn't. But the problem was he wasn't able to eliminate fluids. And so he had to wait until he was able to do that before he could leave.
Johnny,
fluid?
Wow.
What was that?
Is there any way for you to put headphones on? I'm getting an echo. But Johnny Kong is in the chat.
Johnny Kong!
And Ricky says, back in the day, we didn't say back in the day.
Yes, I know.
Long time no see. How have you been? Johnny wants to know.
Hold on, I gotta put on. You said there's an echo, so I'm gonna put on the earphone.
Just
Actually, I could use the Parrot, could I not?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a way to demonstrate it. Just make sure
Yeah.
you set it as a way for you to hear it and for us. I mean, you sound good now, and I'm not hearing an echo. But if you wanted to move around,
Yeah, what if I'm trying to move around?
Put the Parrot on. And we're highlighting it currently in the carousel, so it's probably not a bad time.
All right, let's
So,
put on the Parrot. Put
yeah.
on the Parrot, let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the deeds to see.
You know, I love this product video that they have on this thing. You can't hear it, but it's I guess you can read the captions, but
Put
they're
on the
sort of
okay, hold
testing the
on.
Blue Parrot, and how great it is for sound cancellation. If you're driving or if you're at a place where it's really noisy, it basically cancels everything around you, and people don't even know that you're driving, or they don't know.
I can't figure out how to do this. Hold on. Wait a second. It's on Bluetooth, and so it's there, but it's on my phone.
Oh, turn off Bluetooth on your phone. So it won't automatically connect to your phone.
Turn off Bluetooth on your phone.
And then make sure you're set to connect your Parrot from your computer. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do this. You know, my friend Kong, where is he from?
You know, I don't know. But I don't know.
Johnny Kong is his name?
Yeah.
Johnny Kong is a really cool name. That's like Johnny Danger.
I call him the king.
Oh, gosh. All right. I'm shutting off the tooth of blueness.
So Kathy Jones is in the house, and Kathy says you mentioned a joke, but then you didn't share the joke.
Which joke?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm not inside of your head.
Okay. I mean, you know, there's so many. They come, you know, the thing with jokes is you gotta I gotta feed off people and see what happens there. I was you know, I had a couple of events this week, and I had the first one had like 30 people or so. These are all CEOs, and the second one just had like 6. And the 31 was so much better because what happens if you could here's the thing with jokes. If you get people on, you could tell two. If you tell one like mild one and then one a little better, and somebody laughs, then the third one's always a killer because people feel like they're supposed to laugh at that one time. And so you got to run it that way. So I don't know. I'm in. I don't remember which joke I was saying. Is that Kathy Jones, by the way? Oh, it is Kathy Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, good old Kathy Jones.
Grandfather meeting grandmother. So that must
my grandfather meeting. Oh yes, it was such a terrible joke. I mean, get the name of that truck or something like that. Get the license plate on that because she was very skinny. But you know, my joke for skinny people is always, "Oh my gosh, you're so skinny. If you put on a fur coat, you'd look like a pipe cleaner."
Hey,
stick with me. They're coming fast.
Here all week, literally.
All right, hold on. So now it's not connected to that tooth of blueness, and it is over here. So if I go to Bluetooth, you know, this is I know it works because I used it earlier. Okay, it's on. Okay, so the Bluetooth is on and it's paired in your face. Paired. So now if I go to Cam and Mike, Cam and Mike. So that's audio? Yeah, audio. And so default here, communications microphone, I don't know what that is. Real talk, Micro Four Array, speaker. It doesn't say this one. All right, we're not going to do that. But let me tell you the story about the Blue Parrot. So I was talking to Steve Haywood, who had his hip replaced yesterday, and he's already at work today, but he's got this little convertible. And I was talking to him the other day. He was driving in the convertible with the top down, with his Parrot of blueness, and I had no idea. I didn't hear any wind, no anything. And in fact, the only way I knew that he was wearing it is because we drove past each other, and I saw him, and so we giggled because actually 2 guys don't giggle. 2 guys laugh. You never giggle. I got a friend, Stu Shapiro, who's a beep. Has it been 25 minutes already? You see, this is the thing. That's what's so good about the air fryer. You don't even know what's going on. And I've been cooking this whole time. I'm going to unplug.
Can you hear me now? An echo?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just shaking it. I'm shaking it a little bit. I think it looks great, but I'm going to go for another. I like them crispy. But is that unbelievable? Look at that, Chris Stone.
That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Kathy Jones, can you believe how good that is?
Kathy's laughing at your joke.
Just a couple minutes. I'm going to crank that up to, it was at 380, and I'm going to do for.
Got a good joke from Ricky.
All right.
You're so
All right, hit me up,
you
Rick.
can stand under a clothesline in a hailstorm and never get hit.
You know what? Did you ever have a clothesline? Kathy Jones, did you ever have a clothesline? You know, we used to do it. You go from house to house, and you had those kind of things that you would go like this and hang it up. You know, we used to have one, and it was on the side of the house. And my mom had this. I don't know. It was almost like an umbrella, but it was just these little clotheslines, and you put the clothespins on them, and you hang stuff up. And it was at the time, you know, everybody obviously had washing machines and dryers. And I remember being mocked out. Like that was a sign of like poverty that you had a clothesline. But my mom liked it because she thought the clothes, smelled fresher. That was the type of thing to do. And now what I think of the commercials, they always talk about like the fresh smelling stuff. And, you know, they're just trying to copy my mother. My mother, who is in California and wants to rent a house and get all the family to come together so we can all go together. But the problem is I am a risk to everybody because of the non-masking things. So listen, that's what life you have to do. That's what they made FaceTime for.
Kathy and Jones said the clothesline. The clothes do smell fresher using a clothesline.
They do. And but then you have to iron. So you have to iron in a dryer too. Gosh, I just remember that. So I had to iron this weekend too, because these shirts, when you're packing up, you have to iron. You know what I realized? I'm a terrible ironer. But I think I could learn how to do it. Because people do it. What else do we have on the carousel, Chris?
Dan, if we could, it sounds like the echo's back, but
I'll try, because I got this plugged in, but I didn't put it into the computer.
Yeah. So this was a deal that is obviously flying off, and you save an extra 35% when you apply this coupon. So it's like already half off, and then you clip for an extra 35% on top of that. And basically it's a laptop, bed, tray, desk.
I love that.
And like this, you could use it. It's not just for your bed, right? I like this idea. If you're like maybe sitting on the floor and you just want to kick back, not necessarily on your bed, and the adjustable levels, and it looks solid. So we saw this deal today and thought it was something. You even got a little pocket on the side there where you can hide something if you need to in a pinch.
That's right. Little secret, your secret weapon.
What's that about?
Like a magic trick you could put in there, or a keychain. You always have to, everybody needs to have a little magic trick now and again. A little, like say you're waiting for a bus or something and you have this trick. Everybody needs to know this trick. This is like the dad thing, when you put the thing here and you grab it and say, oh, look at that. So, and it's really over there. Yeah, it's called it's called the French drop. Actually, no, so here, I'll do it like this. You grab it here. So it's like this, right? Oh, look, here's this thing. Well, I'm going to grab it right there. Oh, it's gone, but it's really here. So what you do is just like this. So that's your audience right there. And so while you're grabbing it here, but it's still here the whole time. But here's the trick with magic. Hey, put that thing back up. I love that thing. This is what I'm using, this Fakaktin thing, to put my thing on, because that's why I was tilting down like that. But I love that thing. I want one.
Look how
Oh, and you
stable
can
it is.
sit on it.
Yeah, and I
It's
can't believe the deal. I mean,
how much is
the
that?
deal alone. Here, let me get it to where I can see it. So it's almost half off. So it's
Ooh,
$67.49, but then you get an extra
actually,
35% off when you check out.
I
I mean,
love that thing.
that to me is like that's a huge deal.
Huge
And
deal. French
huge deal.
drop. By the way, keep it up there because I like that thing. Let me go back to the magic trick, and then we'll go to the air fryer. Because as Kathy Jones says, I go off on tangents and I forget about what I was talking about. So here's the thing with magic tricks. Everybody can learn how to do it, but you got to sell it. The way you sell it is you kind of look at your hand. You see, like I could do something, I could do nothing. I can do absolutely nothing, and it's going to look magical. Look, there's nothing in my hands, right? And I'm still going to do nothing. Don't expect anything. Nothing is going to happen. Ready? But it looks magical. Watch. See? It looks magical. Like you're kind of expecting. You're looking up there right now. That's because I'm looking up there. So it's the same thing with this. You do this, you grab it, and I look at that, and you don't open your hand like this. You have to open it up like this. Oh, isn't that magical? You see? Oh, look at that. That's good. So anyway, that's the thing. And that's the type of magic trick you want to keep in that little pocket on the side of this thing. Because you always have to be that's just one, or a deck of cards. I don't have a deck of cards. We could do a card trick right now. I have like 2 card tricks that I know. And they're both kind of the same, except one uses a black deck and one uses a red deck. All right, so I took out so again, I made these chicken wings, no utensils whatsoever. And I was just going to pour it in here, but the problem is they have this little basket, which is important. So I just took the basket out and poured the basket in there. By the way, this is non-stick. You see nothing's on it, stickless. And the reason why you want to do that is because look at all the skaboinkin that's left in there. Boy, but that stuff that's called glivinous. So
it was Guckus Malukas.
Oh well, there's Guckus Malukas and there's skaboinkin and there's
Kathy
ooey
Jones
gooey
wants to know what's
plasticine.
the opposite of wrinkly.
What's the opposite of wrinkly? Smooth.
Okay.
Okay. Just smooth. But that stuff, those little crispy things in there, when you guys are not here, I'm going after that. That's called in Yiddish, it's called glivinus, and it's the chicken skin that gets all hard like that. And if you've ever heard, so as a like a gift, like the best part of the meal is you take schmaltz and glivin, and you put it on some matzah, and schmaltz is the chicken fat. So when you're planning to die at 42 and a half, you have a lot of this stuff as a kid. You get the schmaltz and the glivin, you mix it together and you put it on matzah, and it's like heavenly, which is good to know because you're going to go straight to heaven in about a minute. It will kill you. It's that good. So look how good that looks. And I did like nothing. I'm going to have to taste it for you. And because I have this headset on, you're going to hear all the crunchy, gooey richness. Should I get, hey, Chris Stone, what's your fave? This part or the drumstick?
Drumstick.
Oh, yeah?
Close.
Oh, really? You're a drumstick guy.
I'm a drumstick guy. I'm a leg man. So that's how that goes.
Cartilage.
Ricky says drumstick. Johnny Kong it says his brother had an Amazon Basics 6-sheet cross-cut paper and credit card home office shredder. Yeah, we've got that in the carousel.
Oh, dang.
Office items, Amazon Basics. Dan, do you do a Rodney Dangerfield impression by chance?
Oh, no.
I'll tell you.
The problem is he's so good. I get no respect.
All
my
right,
wife, she boiled water. It had bones. I'm telling you, she's such a bad cook that. Well, how did this go? Oh yeah, yeah. The flies chipped in to fix the screen door. I mean, I'm telling you, bad.
So,
You know? She goes.
Ricky's got
She
got
says-
a good one too.
She says she wants to have sex in the car. She says you drive. Johnny Kong, you're bringing out the best in me. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
Ricky says, I was so ugly, my mother used to feed me with a slingshot.
When I was born, the doctor slapped you. The nurse gave a couple in there too, just for good measure.
We have another vote for the drumstick.
Oh, really?
Let
Let me tell you something.
Teach fans are all drumstick people.
Drumsticks are good. I love. My wife actually likes these. Like the little the little flappers, which is
Not enough meat.
I know. She just likes the crunchy stuff. But I'm telling you, what makes it is this stuff. Is this available on Amazon?
You bet. Right below us.
Yeah, this stuff is. I mean, it's like especially good. It's flavorful and spicy, but not hot. It's really excellent. I'm a big fan. Cajun. Oh, that's what it is. It has lime in it. Yeah, put the lime in the coconut.
Yeah. Well, here you
All right. What else we got? What else we got that we can talk about? I'm having fun. What do you got? Throw something at me. I'll make up a story.
Okay.
The polar bear.
let's
Pick
talk
something that you
about-
like.
Pick something that I like. I tell you
Yeah.
what. These outdoor string lights
Oh,
that you bought, and I'm a big fan of it because a lot of people are buying those string lights because you made that video. But have you hung those things up yet?
I went away. They're going up this weekend,
You
and
should do a video while you're hanging them up.
that's
and-
exactly what
and
we'll do.
we'll,
It makes any area look like a Parisian side street. You could hear little music in the background, the accordion music, na-na-na-na, and then a little Charles Aznavour. My dad used to love Charles Aznavour. That was his guy. He was like the American, like Frank Sinatra, but he was like that. And so there's one song, No, I Haven't Forgotten. And he would talk about, so picture that. Here you're in your backyard, you're there, and you still hear little Charles Aznavour. Oh, I'll get the Samsung Q2U for this one. What do you say? Here we go.
All right.
Always sounds better with the Samsung. Je n'aurais jamais cru on se rencontrerait. Le hasard est curieux et provoque des choses. Et le destin pressé en instant on oppose. And here's this part of the song. No, I haven't forgotten. No, je n'ai rien. Non, je n'ai rien oublié. Rien oublié. Anyway, that was my dad's favorite singer. He was very, that was his thing. In fact, at his funeral, that's what we play. That particular song. So look at you. See how this is what happens. You get some string lights, and these string lights are not like normal string lights that you think like this. See the Christmas lights like here? You know what that's going to take to go out? Like if you shake it a little bit, boom, it's gone. And then you're like, ugh. And instead you're going to have to buy a new one. They're good for one season. So you can, there's the video of me. There's the dig. Can you hear it, or do I have to? Look how thick those wires are, and they really are that thick. And those lights aren't like regular Christmas lights; they're real bulbs, bulbs that are replaceable too. They sell replaceable lights as well with those, and they're not all in a series. So if one goes out, not the whole thing is going to go out. And it turns your backyard into it's not bright lights, big city like these crazy things that we're looking at. You're not gonna go outside and you're gonna get this in your face. That's not gonna happen. It's a very kind of pleasant. Here I am hanging out on this Parisian street, and there's a guy in the accordion in the background, and people are bustling about, speaking a foreign language, and you're drinking wine. that doesn't have any sulfates in it. For whatever reason, the European wines have no sulfates. But you know what? It tastes like wine anyway. I'm not the big deal with the wine. People always want to go to these wine, like vineyards. Like they're going to find out about how to make wine and they're going to do it at their house. And they just start, you ever see people who don't know how to drink wine, drinking wine? They're like, take like this. They start gargling and they trying to taste it with their tongue and that whole thing. And they just look like a bunch of, tadpoles out there. And here I am. And they eat like crazy. By the way, the ice cream thing, I think I told you the story, but my sister told me about that. Your tongue has the taste buds. And so when you eat ice cream, do it with the spoon upside down, because that way your tongue is touching it. And people think, oh, that's so weird. Don't eat ice cream like that with your tongue touching it like that. And yet when they sip wine, they go bleh, bleh, all the time. And then the funny thing is when the waiter comes over and says, oh, so how do you like the wine? It's like you have any idea if the wine, it could be grape juice, could be Manischewitz, which is basically sugar water. You ever had Manischewitz?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
absolutely. I am an honorary Jew after all.
Oh,
but, Kathy Jones, really, I think she was intending to tell a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's about Wrinkly, so I can't think of a better time to talk about the steamer, which you used to steam out the wrinkles in your backdrops.
Yes,
worked like a charm. Obviously, a huge seller. But so let me see if I can follow this from Kathy.
Okay.
You can't avoid ironing, and I think this is the joke. What's the opposite of wrinkly? Irony.
Oh my gosh. Kathy Jones, I apologize profusely for ruining your joke. I mean, timing is everything. And I turned the timing into like taming. Like I ruined it completely. I apologize. All right, I got it. It's good. Irony, because we're talking about irony. And now she's explaining it. Please don't explain it. But that was well,
that's a good dad joke. That's a really good dad joke, Kathy.
Yes.
I'm going to use that one.
It's a traditional kind of dad joke. Hey, we should have a dad joke contest. I don't the problem is I don't realize that they're dad jokes, so I haven't been able to give them a title. But this steamer is awesome. I guess you could take that traveling with you too. Look at that. You see? Look, they got a little suitcase right there. Take your little steamer with you. It's better than ironing. I tried it. And what happens is with the ironing, I screw up the collar. Well, thank God these shirts, by the way, this is really good. A lot of times when these tie down things, the buttons are right here. And if the buttons are right here, you're kind of stuck and it looks like this. So, and you see the buttons. This one has the buttons on the inside, which is really neat. I'm a fan of that. But always afraid, because those little buttons, you're always afraid with the iron that you're going to break them, because you do the thing and you go in between, you're going to break them. But with a steamer like this, there's no chance of breakage. These wings are so good, I can't wait to eat them. We'll put the wings next to the poop cam over here. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, which was good on this trip with outlets. Oh, yes. Well, keep on looking at the steamer, but everybody else, you got to also remember whenever you go with all the electronics that everybody has, you're going to run out of battery somewhere. You're going to need something to plug into. And those adapters that go to just about all the different things, and I'm sure we have some below, are very, very helpful. It's just peace of mind knowing that wherever you are, you have something to plug into. Look how good that steamer works. I love that. That's what did it.
9-foot cable.
That's what we used over here for these. So these backgrounds, I'm using right here. These things come to you like just in one of those little pouches, folded up in 35 different ways, and there's lines in them. Now, if this one, the wood one, is actually good because it has so much texture in it, or appearing texture, that it's tough to see the lines. But something like this, this window thing. This is fake. These glasses. This stuff is fake. This stuff, if there's lines in here, you're definitely going to notice it. And your eye picks up stuff like that. Now that you know that it's fake, if you didn't think it was fake, you're going to see all the inconsistencies in it. And so if you just spot, now there is actually some over here. Anyway, this was very pronounced, but no longer, because I use a steamer just like that. And you know what's good about it? It has 15 minutes of continuous steaming. You could use it on different fabrics. It's fun for the whole family. Chris Stone, we're back. This is fun.
Yeah. Ricky wants to know if you're trilingual. He's a Jew on the weekends. And Johnny Kong says, studio band The Pitchman, Dan Jordan. It looks like Ricky, this might be another Rodney Dangerfield joke that Ricky's got. I don't know.
All right, give us. I got to tell you, Ricky, listen, Ricky's my man. I love Ricky. Everybody needs to know Ricky here on all over Amazon. But Johnny Kong, man, that is a really cool name. You and Aaron are in the mix.
Okay,
all right.
Are we ready for the Rodney joke?
Yes.
I told my wife the truth. I told her I was seeing a psychiatrist. Then she told me the truth, that she was seeing a psychiatrist, 2 plumbers, and a bartender. Terrible Rodney Dangerfield impression.
If you ever, I'll actually make it a point to watch some YouTube videos with Rodney, with Johnny Carson. He'll go on for 15 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. But you gotta have your health. I went to my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombatz. You know him? And gosh, I have no Vinny Boombatz. He said, oh, yeah, he was the original. Asked for a second opinion. He said, okay, you're ugly too. He was the original guy who did that. That's right. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I went to the doctor. He told me I was 6. I said, hey, I want a second opinion. He goes, all right, you're ugly too. But and then he would do this with this whole thing. I don't got the tie, so I can't do this.
You know
but
what
I can
that was, in all seriousness, you know why you did that?
What?
Pattern interrupt.
Yeah, that's right.
We
It's
call
just
it
like
pattern
unmuting this thing.
Exactly. And
That's
when
right.
When you grab that, it's like, allows them to think and also, grab someone's attention. Became a thing.
Life in the
Do you have-
fast
do you have
lane.
the
Well, you
pattern
know
interrupt?
what a thing is? You, Chris Stone. Do we have any Dealcasters that are coming up? What do you got going on with Dealcasters?
We're going to be live in an hour with author of The Velocity Mindset, Ron Carr.
Ron Carr. He's a big dude.
Yeah, former president of the National Speakers Association. So,
well, that's right. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure I'll be there. Johnny Kong will be. Hope to see you there. Whoever else, Ricky, my man. Eventually we're gonna get Ricky on live. He's earned it, and I appreciate all you guys watching. I got to go eat some wings, and I'm going to share it with my lovely bride, Chach. So her name is, this is what happens. Everybody gets nicknames. So she starts, her original nickname was Cha-Cha, and it was from that, when I first met her, she was in that movie. She was somehow demonstrating in that movie Grease with Cha-Cha Di Gregorio, and she started the race, and she stuck out her boobs, and so she was Cha-Cha at that point. And then Chach turned to Chach, and then Chacharino, and then Reno, Nevada, and then it was, so it's all these things. Sometimes we just, there's a million different names. There's the offshoots. Anyway, she was very excited about the wings today. So when we end this, I'm going to have a nice little lunch with her. And it's because of you, the car buying public, the people out there that forced me to make this for her. So I want to thank you for having a nice little lunch with my bride. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all watching and playing with me today. And if you buy some products, great. But if you don't, I got to think of a good song for Johnny Kong. But you guys, thank you so much. You're the best. I'm the Deej. We'll see you next time. Go get them today.